Appropriate projection and response. Hi, I'm Ash Khanna, and I have authored some material that you can see on my website relating to appropriate projection and response. Now, we go through difficult situations in life, not knowing how to deal with these difficult situations. And these situations are difficult because they are few and far between. And sometimes these situations leave scars in your mind, and you say, well, I wish I had said something like this or done the following. And I want to point out also that sometimes these situations are positive rather than always negative, though the scars that the negative situations leave in your mind are more difficult to deal with. So an example of a positive situation is where somebody overwhelms you with a present, or somebody takes care of you in a medical emergency. So we have to understand that first of all, there will be difficult situations in life because there are human interactions, and wherever there are human interactions, there will be difficult situations. So how do you go through life dealing with these difficult situations? And I have some answers. So depending on your circumstances, depending on your situation work-wise or at home, or in the dealing outside work, you might find that these difficult situations crop up and leave you dumbfounded. So the answer that I provide to you is as follows. Write down, depending on your circumstances, situations that are unique to you, real or imaginary, that you think may crop up in the future, and they might be and these would be difficult situations for you to deal with. So you could write down half a dozen, maybe even a dozen of such situations. Once you've written those down, I suggest that you find yourself answers depending on your personality, what is natural to you, appropriate answers that that would deal with. So for example, if your objective is as a deterrent, which in most instances it would be, then you can say, okay, if the boss always picks on you, for example, at work, makes you the subject of jokes, then you want to make sure that that's a deterrent. And sometimes you might even want to go beyond that if it's a systematic case of happening again and again where you get picked on. So once you have written those situations down and taken, sometimes even you might want to take some help with from your friends or even professional help to write down answers to those situations. And here's the important part. In absence of a better response that you can think of on the spur of the moment, use one of your prepared responses. Now, we understand that those prepared responses may not be 100% appropriate, but they might be 60% or 70% appropriate. But the very fact that you have a response to that situation it goes a long way. So the way to manage those situations is to use a prepared response from a circumstance which is close to the circumstance that you had thought of in your preparation. I want to talk about a piece of advice that a prime minister gave to his secretary who was garroted by the press. And the prime minister said, well, just because they ask you a question does not mean you have to answer it. And if you have to answer, if they insist on that, then make a statement. And if they say that's not the right answer to the question that we have asked, ask them to rephrase the question. In other words, and you will see that this kind of strategy is used a lot by politicians. So the very fact that you have answers for situations that are difficult and you have prepared yourself along those lines will give you a lot of confidence, and you'll see the difference that it makes once you have the confidence. So what do I advocate finally? Finally, I say, like you do not leave home without your credit card, wallet, don't next time leave home without your prepared responses. Good luck.